Homeland Security Secretary General John Kelly says that's not the case. The White House late today is asked, is this a military operation? Protests erupt after an off-duty officer fires his gun, young people running for cover. Tonight, the new images here, do they offer more to the story? The runway scare, the passenger plane coming in for a landing. The landing gear fails. The female jogger killed near her mother's home. Tonight, a potential break in the case. What the DNA reveals, authorities now asking for your help. And a major storm hitting tonight from 60 and 70-degree temperatures to a blizzard. The nightmare commute tomorrow for millions.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and we have several developing stories tonight, and we begin with the simmering tension across this country, those for and against President Trump's immigration crackdown. And today, the president called it a military operation at the border. But after he offered those words during a meeting at the White House, his own Homeland Security Secretary had very different words about the operation. So which is it? ABC's Matt Gutman on the crackdown and how it's being enforced. He's not far from the border in Arizona tonight.
At the White House today, President Trump declaring his new immigration crackdown a roaring success.
We're getting really bad dudes out of this country, and at a rate that nobody's ever seen before. And they're the bad ones. And it's a military operation.
A military operation, not according to Homeland Security Secretary John Kelly.
No, repeat, no use of military force in immigration operations. None.
White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer later asked to clarify what the president meant by military operation.
The president was using that as an adjective. It's happening with precision.
Tonight, the Department of Homeland Security telling us it doesn't have the data available to support the president's claim. Secretary Kelly in Mexico today with Secretary of State Rex Tillerson, a diplomatic mission. Ahead of their visit, a replica of the president's proposed border wall burned in Veracruz. Mexico also furious with the administration's new plan to deport some undocumented immigrants to Mexico, even if they're not Mexican.
Let me be very, very clear. There will be no, repeat, no mass deportations.
But concerns over the new Trump immigration policy now spilling into those contentious congressional town halls.
You work for us.
In Arkansas, Republican Senator Tom Cotton grilled by little Toby Smith.
How old are you?
I am almost 8, but I'm 7.
Laughter, but Toby's point was very serious.
Donald Trump makes Mexicans not important to people who are in Arkansas who like Mexicans, like me, my grandma, and all my people.
White House insists a lot of the anger we're seeing comes from professional protesters. But in Arkansas, a woman stood up to say, no way.
I'm Mary Story from Fayetteville, and I'm not a paid protester.
And tonight in Arizona, fewer than 50 miles from the border.
So it's about an hour and a half before this town hall is set to start. There are already at least a couple of hundred people here. The line snaking all around the church here.
All waiting to see and perhaps grill Congresswoman Martha McSally.
We want to have a conversation with her.
People from opposite sides of the political divide, but do you feel like you're being heard by your representative?
No.
And do you feel like you're being heard?
No.
Matt Gutman live in Arizona where that town meeting is getting underway now. And Matt, you spoke to people lining up to get in right there. It's not just immigration. What else are they telling you?
No, David, it's also about health care and about women's rights. But what you may be able to hear are the chants of the dozens of people who were not able to get here inside. And the majority of the questions in here almost exclusively have focused on Donald Trump. David.
Matt Gutman leading us off tonight in Arizona. Matt, thank you. It wasn't just what the president said about the immigration crackdown, calling it a military operation. There was something else that made news today. The president saying when it comes to nuclear weapons, our nuclear arsenal, quote, we are going to be at the top of the pack. What does this signal? Here's ABC's chief White House correspondent, Jonathan Karl.
Today, President Trump declared he wants the United States to be the world's dominant nuclear power.
It would be wonderful. A dream would be that no country would have nukes. But if countries are going to have nukes, we're going to be at the top of the pack.
Currently, Russia has slightly more nuclear warheads than the United States, but both countries have enough nuclear weapons to destroy all of human civilization. Shortly before taking office, Trump tweeted, quote, "The United States must greatly strengthen and expand its nuclear capability." And then he spoke with David Muir about the moment he received the nuclear codes.
Does it keep you up at night?
No, but I have confidence that I'll do the right thing and the right job.
Russia recently deployed a new cruise missile in apparent violation of a 1987 nuclear treaty. Trump vowed to bring that up when he meets with Putin, telling Reuters, "To me, it's a big deal." And today, rare public comments from the president's chief strategist, Stephen Bannon. The former editor of the right-wing Breitbart News, dubbed the great manipulator by Time magazine, Bannon may be the president's most powerful and controversial aide. Today, he told a group of conservatives the president won't moderate his views and won't back down from an all-out battle with his opponents.
If you think they're going to give you your country back without a fight, you are sadly mistaken. Every day it is going to be a fight.
Bannon says the Trump we saw in the campaign is the Trump we'll see as president.
He's laid out an agenda with those speeches, with the promises he made, and our job every day is just to execute on that, is to simply get a path to how those get executed. And he's maniacally focused on that.
And John Carl with us live from the White House tonight. And John, the president's chief strategist there, Steve Bannon, making it very clear today that the White House intends to make sure that President Trump's impact extends well beyond his presidency.
That's right. Bannon and Chief of Staff Reince Priebus pointed to the courts, not just Supreme Court nominee Neil Gorsuch, but the fact that the president may be able to nominate more than 100 judges to lower courts, a chance to impact the law in this country, not just for 4 or 8 years, but potentially decades to come. David?
John Carl, thanks to you again tonight, John. There was also reaction this evening to the administration's reversal on policy involving transgender students and the bathrooms they can use, saying public schools no longer must allow transgender students to use the bathroom of their choice. Protests outside the White House when the decision came down. Press Secretary Sean Spicer saying today, it's not a matter for the federal government to decide.
Well, I think it's not a question of whether it's a civil right, it's where it's appropriately addressed. And as I noted, it's appropriately addressed at the state level.
Education Secretary Betsy DeVos did say that schools do have a responsibility to ensure that all students can learn in a safe and trusted environment. We turn now to a developing headline coming in from Kansas City tonight, where a suspect is facing a murder charge after he opened fire at a packed sports bar, killing 1 and injuring 2. And tonight, questions about whether race was behind the deadly shooting. There are reports of what the gunman might have said right before he opened fire. Here's ABC Senior Justice Correspondent Pierre Thomas.
Tonight, the FBI is at the scene of Austin's Bar and Grill outside of Kansas City, investigating what could turn out to be a vicious hate crime. Last night, just after 7 p.m., 3 men were shot, one fatally in a barrage of gunfire. 2 of the victims were of Indian descent, engineers at Garmin, the major GPS firm. According to local press reports, the alleged gunman reportedly yelled, "Get out of my country," just before shooting.
Our role in this investigation is to work jointly with local law enforcement to determine if an individual's civil rights were violated.
Tonight, Adam Puritan, 51, has been charged with murder and is being held on $2 million bond.
Pierre Thomas with us live from Washington tonight. Pierre, the suspect was caught 80 miles away at another establishment.
That's right, David. He allegedly told a bartender that he had been involved in a shooting and needed a place to hide out. The police were quietly called and the suspect was arrested. David?
Much more to come on this story, Pierre. Thank you. Next tonight, to the protests erupting after an off-duty officer fired his gun, young people running for cover. Tonight, there is new video emerging, and does it offer more to this story? Here's ABC's Kana Whitworth.
Shame on you! Outrage in the streets of Anaheim, California. Hundreds of protesters demonstrating. Some smashing windows and vandalizing homes, demanding the firing of an LAPD officer who pulled a gun on a group of teens. Tonight, new video showing more of that heated altercation between the off-duty police officer and this 13-year-old boy.
Let go of me. No, I'm not letting go of you. Let go of me.
The Los Angeles police officer was reportedly upset that this group of teens had repeatedly walked across his lawn. The boy claims the officer insulted a female friend.
Respect the girl.
And the officer believes he heard a threat from the 13-year-old.
You shouldn't have made the threat that you were going to shoot me.
I didn't say that.
The fight escalating, and another teen pushes the officer over a hedge. As the officer struggles with the group, he reaches for his gun and fires a shot. The 13-year-old spoke to Telemundo.
I thought I was gonna die, like right there. Cause I thought he was gonna shoot me, cause he was like mad.
Police arriving minutes later, questioning the officer, but only arresting 2 teens who were later released.
There was insufficient evidence at the time to prove the officer's actions rose to the level of a criminal act.
David, tonight that officer remains on administrative leave during the investigation. Also, parents are suing the LAPD and the Anaheim Police Department, saying that officer shot his gun dangerously close to teenagers. David?
Kana, thank you. From Indiana tonight, the reward is growing in the hunt for the killer of 2 teenage girls. Investigators asking everyone in the region to carefully listen to the sound they've now released. Police have given out this photo and an audio recording of the suspect. It's believed one of the girls recorded it before they were killed. ABC's Alex Perez tonight with the hundreds of tips already coming in Indiana.
Tonight, Indiana investigators inundated more than 1,900 tips coming in since police released this short audio recording. That voice, authorities believe, is Abby Williams and Libby German's killer. The recording captured on Libby's phone.
You think, my God, that sounds like fill in the blank. Call us. Make an anonymous tip.
The 2 young friends were murdered after they set out for a hike last week in the small town of Delphi.
Authorities believe the girls walked through this nature trail, and we know about an hour after they started their hike, they ended up right here on this railroad bridge.
Libby Snapchatting this picture of Abby on those tracks. Police even getting this image of the suspect from her phone. Sensing danger, authorities say she hit record. The 14-year-old's efforts to record her alleged killer, family friends say, just another sign of her courage.
She would do anything, to protect herself or anybody, or, she's pretty quick about thinking about things like that.
And David, there's now a $50,000 reward for any information leading to an arrest. David?
Alex Perez, thank you. And a grim new milestone to report tonight for Chicago, the deadliest day of shootings this year. 7 people were killed by gunfire yesterday alone, including a pregnant woman. At least 92 fatally shot in 2017 so far. Overseas tonight, major progress to report in Iraq. Iraqi forces with U.S. backing taking control of the runways at the airport in Mosul, pushing back ISIS forces after a fierce firefight. The BBC's Quentin Somerville was right there.
This is the main road into the airport. There's a huge gun battle going on at the moment. Still in that sugar factory. But also, this cockpit panel stop when a huge roadside bomb exploded to the side there.
That's the BBC's Quentin Somerville. Those Iraqi troops now digging in to take back all of Mosul, with more American forces now closer to the battle lines. Back here at home into that major storm moving across the country at this hour. Winter storm alerts and blizzard warnings in 11 states now, from Idaho all the way to Michigan. Wyoming in the bullseye at this hour. Heavy snow, low visibility near Laramie. Dangerous conditions on I-80 near Salt Lake City. A truck skidding out and catching fire. The driver didn't survive. And it is not just the snow tonight, but severe storms, possible tornadoes. Let's go live to meteorologist Rob Marciano with the track of this for us. Hey, Rob.
Hi, David. It's that winter storm that's actually cranking up the unusual heat here in the east, but all snow on the backside. You can see it falling on the radar across Nebraska, back through Denver. It's going to intensify overnight, and we expect a good swath of 6 to 12 inches of snow from Nebraska all the way through northern Michigan. So a tough go there. Let's time it out. In the morning, 6 a.m. I think Chicago, you'll be on the warm side of this, but blizzard conditions on the backside, and that record warmth continues. That'll help fuel some of the thunderstorms that could become severe. We have an enhanced risk tomorrow afternoon that includes Indianapolis, Columbus, and Detroit. So snow and severe storms with the same system tomorrow, David.
All right, careful driving for millions out there tomorrow. Rob, thank you. There is still much more ahead on World News Tonight this Thursday. The runway scare, the passenger plane coming in for a landing. Take a look, the landing gear failing as the plane hits the runway. Dramatic images coming in. Also, the unsolved murder of a female jogger not far from her mother's home. Tonight, there is a potential break in the case. Authorities asking for your help. And our countdown to the Oscars tonight, just 3 days away now. Up for Best Picture, La La Land. And Ryan Gosling up for Best Actor. He's right here tonight. The secrets behind the singing and studying Gene Kelly. We learn about the visit that almost went terribly wrong. We'll be right back.
Over the years, we've seen a lot of change.
We actually use change. Luckily, there are some things we can still afford. Like Consumer Cellular.
Our average customers get everything they need for about $25 a month, and plans start at only $10 a month with no contracts.
Consumer Cellular has a great choice of phones.
Well, sure do.
And we're proud to have received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service. Switch to Consumer Cellular. With our 30-day risk-free guarantee, it's easy. Call, go online, or visit a Target store today.
I accept I don't race down the slopes like I used to. I even accept I have a higher risk of stroke due to AFib, a type of irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. But whatever trail I take, I go for my best. So if there's something better than warfarin,